Well, let me start up with Matt Kindler of Clarizio Music Studio. Let me say it again. I think I pronounced it wrong. Uh, Clarizio, is that right? Or
That's it. Yep.
okay.
Mhm.
All right. I'm with Matt Kindler of Clarizio Music Studio in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, a place I've spent many a summer day hanging out on the beach. Uh, Unfortunately, times are not as good right now, but I wanted to ask you, Matt, you've been doing some tremendous things for your community. I mean, just unbelievable. Can you give me a rundown of some of the things that have been going on, what you've been doing, and what was the thought process behind this?
Sure. Basically what we've been doing, and I'll kind of go back, give you a little history on it, but probably over the last 2 months or so, we've been out in our local community here, playing to some assisted living nursing home facilities, actually one of the local hospitals as well, to the residents there and the staff, which would all be done outside the facility, basically going window to window. So this kind of goes back to last year, actually, when we kind of started doing this with our rock band program here, which ranges from kids from 8 to 15 years old. So last winter, in 2019, we started playing a bunch of these local facilities in our town and surrounding towns. We would go over for an afternoon, play an hour's worth of music. It was great. One turned into three, then three turned into five. Next thing we knew, we were playing like 8 or so of these facilities, as well as the other stuff that kids go out and do. So then we fast forward to around probably this January, February, we started again putting together our schedule for this coming spring and summer to go out. And we actually were at a Chamber of Commerce event in February, and seated at our table was another local facility who was new to us that we never went to before. So we started the conversation, started to get us working on a schedule for the spring, and then everything kind of hit. Everybody went into lockdown mode. The nursing homes completely went into isolation. And a week or so later, she kind of reached out and said, hey, we kind of had this idea. The residents are locked in their rooms. They can't even come out of their rooms. What do you guys think of maybe coming over here and seeing if you can play outside their windows? So that's kind of where it started. So we went over. It's one right here in our local town. It's Crest Point. And we went over the first day, took 2 instructors over there, and we went window to window and played songs. It was great. The instructors loved it. The residents and staff were just thrilled to have somebody there, because it's even become difficult for them to try to get people to come over to these facilities to do anything for them. They're used to having entertainment inside these buildings on a weekly basis, and for all that to be gone, and it's just been, it's tough. So since then, we've probably been there. We went somewhere at least once a week. We've been out somewhere. We've done 2 facilities sometimes in a week. But now it's been at least, I think, 2 months now that we've been somewhere. We actually went to the local hospital here as well, and we played for the shift change for the staff as they were coming in and out, taking their shifts. We set up and played for about an hour in the lobby for the nurses and doctors. So that was a lot of fun as well. So and probably, a couple times a week, I get a couple new phone calls from new facilities reaching out to us. Right before I jumped on the call, we're working out details for another place on Friday to go up to. So, and it's also given a lot of our instructors are local musicians who, coming into this time of year, it's an important part for them where they make a lot of their money. And in our town here at the Jersey Shore, they just don't know how that's going to work anymore, where these people are going to, make their money playing these local gigs. So this is going to turn into an outlet for them to go out and do, as these homes start relaxing some of their internal, lockdowns, and the residents can move about a little more. We'll be able to go over there with a full band and play for these residents once, some of the restrictions get lifted. So And it's very important in part for us, being a part of our community here. The store has been in our town for over, a little over 25 years now. So um, one thing we knew once we kind of closed in early part of March, that, it was very important to stay active in the community and keep ourselves out there in the community. We knew nobody was signing up for new lessons. We knew that just wasn't happening. We had upwards of 175 students here taking lessons, as well as the retail and the band rentals. Um, a lot of that just went out the window. We probably were lucky if we were doing 50 students online. As time has went on, that has started to dwindle a little bit. People not getting their money and all that kind of stuff has impacted that. And so we don't know what's going to happen. We just opened this week for curbside, which, again, stores like us, it's very difficult. We're, a browsing store. People know they want to spend money in a music store, but they don't know quite what they want to buy. How many times I've heard, walking out of here, well, I didn't plan on buying that guitar today. And so that's kind of gone for us. We can't do that kind of stuff. So, we just have to look for different ways to, try to recreate business and do all that kind of stuff. So that's kind of my ramble for
Yeah,
now.
yeah. Times are tough. I hope you can hang
Yeah,
in there and, stay safe. I mean, that's being healthy, I guess, is the
absolutely.
one
And
thing.
right, we've taken that positive attitude the whole time. It's, we have a daughter who's a band. She's in marching band, and so that's a whole nother side of it that we're very involved with in our communities, with our schools and all the band directors. So, talking to some of those band directors, on a weekly basis, I try to keep in touch with those people. Just same with other stores. Band rentals is a big part of what we do, and there's a big unknown right now. It's, a lot of these schools do summer band programs, and that's almost looking like it's not going to happen. So there's another, chunk of revenue that's not going to be happening, and they're concerned with, fall signups for bands. And it's just, there's just so many pieces to it. Once you kind of really sit down and you think about it and you really look at your business as to what is going to be impacted and what could be impacted in the next 3 to 4 months, it's tough. It's an unknown road we're definitely going down, and we look at it day by day. We just always try to think of ways to one, stay involved and to stay visible. I think, which is very important, to keep yourself out there in some way. So always racking my brain trying to come up with new ideas, and whatever it is, you just got to throw it against the wall, see what sticks.
Yeah, I'm sorry to hear times are tough. I mean, I think that 2020 is going to be very tough for a lot of retailers, music and
Yeah.
otherwise.
Oh,
So,
absolutely. Yeah. And like I said, as involved as we are, up and down our street here, we know a lot of the local business owners, and, we, as well as they do, we try to support each other, even if it's buying lunch from the guy right across the street from me or something. It's
right.
just, you always know that, the most important thing, one, is that, like you said, everybody is healthy, and you would never want to, put anyone in any kind of danger or jeopardy. And that's what's frustrating. And it's putting people on a lot of different, they don't know what to do, or one hand, you got to make money, but you also know that, is it the right thing to do? So that's what I know. And again, there's always people that are worse. There's always there's some businesses that have just given up already and just have closed. I know at least two of them locally that have just put up their hands and said, I couldn't do it for the last 2 months. We went through whatever savings we had, and it just put up their hands, and it's time to move on. And so it's tough. It's everybody's being impacted in some way, shape, or form. And we're also looking and hoping for guidance from other places. New Jersey is one of the hardest hit states too, so we know other parts are kind of opening up a little more. So trying to find out, and whether it's from someone like you guys or even through NAM, who I've actually spoken with a few times, they did a nice article for us, just to try to get a feel for what's going on in the rest of the country, what other stores are doing, what is somebody in Texas doing right now. So anything like that that we can try to find out and get our information from is going to be helpful to us once we're put in that position to possibly reopen, at least for the lessons, to see what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, yeah, I totally understand. Well, thank you for the information, and hang in there. I hope hope we'll get to have more chats.
Yeah,
That
yeah, absolutely.
stay tough. I should ask you on a positive note before I let you go briefly. You talked about how getting back to the things you're doing for the charity, the visits. Have you, I know that they're all contacting you to come there, but have you any story or any reactions that you've been able to get from the residents themselves? I mean, I know that they have to stay inside. You can't go right near them, but
Oh,
have you been seeing,
absolutely.
are they clapping? Are they sending you notes, letter?
It is.
Give us a little information about that.
Yeah, definitely. All the facilities, I mean, they've just been so thankful to us when we go there. And it's, sometimes they'll even offer to give us, some type of payment. And we've refused. We've absolutely refused to do that. There's been a couple videos we posted, and it's also hard to see sometimes in some of these facilities because the windows will only open so far and they're a little tinted sometimes. But we are probably going to post a video probably on Memorial Day. One of the last places we played, there was a resident. He was a Marine, I believe it was. So one of our instructors, they sang the Marine hymn. So that was one of those moments, and we're definitely we've been saving that, so we're gonna put that up on our social media probably on Memorial Day. And we have another resident that we've been to. She will sing to us. We'll go to the window and she'll come over and sing to us. So there's definitely a lot of those moments, and it's it's starting to be too many to even put them all out there. And so, and like I said, we have a new facility we're going to on Friday, so we're pretty excited about that. And and a lot of these, it's like I said before, once we got into one or two, then the phone calls started coming. And this place I know is tied to at least 9 or 10 different facilities within Monmouth and Ocean County where we're based. So I'm expecting the phone to be ringing again for us to come out and see them, and we're more than happy to. And the response, like I said, just from our instructors. We've had another local musician who's very well established in our community. He has actually come along with us a few times as well. So everybody knows how important it is, and as hard as those facilities have been hit, even more so. Just for them to see an outside face. I mean, they can't even see their families. It's very difficult.
Right, exactly. Okay, well, thank you so much. I appreciate the time here. I want to let you get back to the store, especially with the times being the way they are. I don't want to ever take your time off the sales floor. So, but so much, a curbside floor, maybe I should say. But I really appreciate all the help, and we'll have this interview up soon, and yeah, I hope everyone who could check it out, we'll see your social media post about Memorial Day. That will be great. So
yeah, awesome.
Well, thank you, and stay safe.
Thanks, Brian. Appreciate it.